Qsters, happy Thursday. I hope you are all doing well and enjoying your time in quarantine to the best of your ability. I know I am trying to get out there and go on some walks every day. That tends to help. But anyway, my name is Audrey. I'm your host. You can follow me on Instagram and TikTok at Audrey Reed Couch. And don't forget to follow at the Q Trivia on all social media. But back to tonight, we've got $25 on the line. Here is how you take it all home. There are 12 questions in the game tonight, and you are going to have 13 seconds to type in your answer. If you get the question right, of course, you are advancing on to the next round. Make it to the end, you will win or split that cash. But even if you do get eliminated, you're going to want to keep on playing and rack up as many points as you can, because at the end of the month, you could win $1,500. So I know you want it, so keep answering those questions to the best of your ability. And also, when you give your friends your referral code to sign up for the Q, both you and your friend get a free life to use on questions 1 through 11. So you're going to want to tell all your friends to sign up for the Q right after the show. And hey, hopefully you guys were tuning into my live on Instagram. I gave away a free answer. I know a lot of you were saying that you couldn't hear me clearly. I have no idea why that is. Hopefully you're hearing me clearly now. But if you have any idea as to why Instagram Live was crackling, please let me know. Slide into my DMs on Instagram and let me know so I can fix that. But anyway, back to the show. We know the rules. Let's play. $25, 12 questions. Bring on question number 1. One of the great 90s fashion fads, Zubaz, were brightly colored what? All right, I am personally pretty happy this is no longer a trend, because that would not be a trend I would be participating in. Maybe you used to wear these and regret it with every fiber of your being, or maybe you still have them and are keeping them around in hopes that they come back around and take over fashion and you are prepared because you've got them. Or maybe you have no idea what I'm talking about, in which case you're taking your best guess. So what are these Zubaz we are talking about? They are pants. And it looks like we've got some Qsters who know exactly what I'm talking about, and you've made it past the first round. Let's keep talking about the past for question number 2. How many years did the 100-Year War last? All right, starting in 1337, this war pitted the kings and kingdoms of France and England against each other. Spoiler alert, England won, but I'm sure you all knew that and know that the 100-Year War did not exactly last 100 years. That's right, it lasted more than 100. And you didn't think that would be too easy, would you? If it was 100, that'd be way too easy. And it looks like we do have some Qsters who know that this war indeed lasted 116 years. Yeah, I don't know why they didn't call it the 116-year war. I don't know, that makes sense to me. But it looks like a lot of you knew that, and let's keep going. Question number 3, we are going to something a little more current. We want to know what 1965 sci-fi novel is being brought to life starring Timothée Chalamet and Zendaya. Oh boy, am I excited for this film. And they have already announced they're going to make it into 2 films, so come December we will only get part of the story. The novel, however, was just 1 novel, so they're going to split it up over 2 films. Aquaman's Jason Momoa is also in the film, and get this, he's clean shaven and he still is looking hunky as ever, but they have just released the first look photos at some of the characters, and the costumes look amazing. I'm sure I'm not the only one stoked for Frank Herbert's novel to come to life, and it looks like a lot of you know that this film is called Dune. All right, I'm glad to know some people know this and are excited. All right, but let's keep moving. Question number 4. In what year did Cliff Richards perform an impromptu concert at Wimbledon? Yes, at one of the Wimbledon. It was a tennis court. I'm sure you guys have all heard of it. It was a rain delay, and much to the audience and Cliff Richard's surprise, he gave an a cappella performance. He was only asked to do an interview, but then the interviewer put him on the spot and asked for a performance, and of course he couldn't say no. He played a few songs center court, and the crowd was loving it. Obviously, I would have loved to have been there and experienced that. Do you know what year this happened? It looks like we've got some trivia masters in the house tonight, because many of you knew that it was in 1996. Great job, everyone. We are smooth sailing tonight. question number 5. On the show Munsters, which character got a new actress after season 1? So this 1964 comedy, after season 1, they fired the original actress who played this character because she was too old and hired another woman. And we want to know, what is the character's name? It's an old show, so some of you may be unfamiliar, but it's still shown on TV today. My mom and dad were actually watching it the other day, so shout out to them. They should be able to get this one right, but many of the rest of you will get to move to the halfway point of the game if you said Marilyn. That's right, if you said Marilyn, you are still on the path to the cash. Next up is question number 6, and we are going to talk football. How many NFL teams have a bird as their mascot? All right, Cusers, just try to run through your head real quick the teams you can think of with a bird mascot. Count them up, get your answers in before time runs out. I'll help you out a little bit. Remember the Seattle Seahawks. Did you count them? The Arizona Cardinals. Who else? The Atlanta Falcons. There's 3. So is it 3? Is it more? It is more, because you got to remember the Baltimore Ravens and the Philadelphia Eagles. So that leaves us with 5. So the answer here was 5. Great job, everyone. We are past the halfway point, so close to the end. Keep it up. Question number 7. We are talking basketball, college basketball. The Indiana Hoosiers basketball team defeated one team twice among their 5 championship games. Which team? So which team did they defeat twice in their 5 championship games? We talked about this team yesterday, Indiana, and how many championships games they had won, and a lot of you knew that they had won 5. So I'm trying to give you guys some questions about things that should be fresh in your minds. We missed out on March Madness this year, so all we can do is just relive past basketball championships. They beat this team once in 1940 and the second time in 1953. Indiana beat out the Kansas Jayhawks. And did we get anyone who answered that correctly? Let's look. I don't know if we did. I think we had maybe 7 people. Is that right? 7 of you got that one right. Great job. That was a lot tougher. All right, we need to get learning on our Indiana fun facts there. All right, number 8. Hurricane Hugo made landfall on what East Coast island in 1989? All right, we've got 1 person left in the game, so let's see how far they can go. Around midnight on September 22nd, Hugo, a Category 4 hurricane, hit this island on the East Coast. It was devastating, so if you were alive when this hurricane hit, I'm sure you remember it, but do you remember what island it hit first on the East Coast? I will tell you that it was in the state of South Carolina, and it is located near Charleston, which is where the Q headquarters is. Hey, but what is the name of the island? It is Sullivan's Island, and it looks like a lot of you got some leaderboard points for that one, and it looks like we maybe had a couple people use their free lives. I think we've now got 8 people left in the game. If you answered Sullivan's Island, you are moving on to question number 9. 8 people left. Let's see how you do. On the ABC show, Listen to Your Heart, what song did Ryan and Jamie record on their first one-on-one date? All right, it's the new Bachelor reality show that's basically Bachelor in Paradise with a bunch of musicians in one house, and it premiered on Monday. There was only one date that happened during the premiere, and they got to go to a recording studio and record one of John Mayer's songs with the guy who originally produced it. Pretty cool, right? So now that you know that it was a song by John Mayer, that should help you out. If you saw the show, I'm sure you know it, because how could you forget? They did an amazing job, and they recorded together the very romantic song, Gravity. And it looks like a few of you Qsters were tuning in to The Bachelor on Monday. I also tuned in. It was great. Now let's keep up with this topic of reality TV and talk about Survivor, my personal favorite. On Survivor, how many advantages were played at Tribal Council last night? All right, if you didn't tune in, well, this is going to be a hard one for you. If you tuned into my live on Instagram, then hopefully you're going to get this one right. So last night's episode was pretty hype, as are all of the episodes, if you ask me. Kim played an idol for Denise, which made any votes cast for her not count. Jeremy played his advantage of leaving the tribal, and Sarah played her advantage of taking away someone's vote. Was that all of them? Yes, that was all of the advantages. So the answer here is 3, and it looks like I have some Survivor fans in the house. Yes, okay, we are at the semifinal round. Next up, we want to know, what time is 0 hour according to Elton John? All right, so don't forget to put either AM or PM next to the number. That is important and it changes a lot of things. So you can find the answer in Elton John's song Rocket Man. He says this line about 0 hour within the first 2 lines of the song. Are you familiar with this song? It's pretty famous, so maybe you can get at least those first 2 lines in your head, figure out the answer here. 0 hour, according to Rocket Man, is at 9 a.m. All right, did we get anyone? We got some people who knew that answer, and I think we are down to 3 people left in the game, and we are at the final question of the night. Okay, I'm hoping all 3 of you can get this one right. Question number 12. What new streaming platform saw 1.7 million downloads in its first week? Okay. Here we are, the final question. Meg Whitman is the CEO of this new app that has quick 10-minute shows and new episodes uploaded on the app daily. It just launched on April 6th, so that was 10 days ago. I haven't downloaded it yet, but I definitely am interested to see what all the hype is about. They do have a free trial, which I will be fully taking advantage of. I don't know how it can be possibly better than Disney+, but I'm open to giving it a shot. Do we have any winners tonight? If you said Quibi, then you are on the money because that is the correct answer. And it looks like we do have some winners, so congratulations to all of you. If you didn't win that time, don't worry. Come back in about an hour. We're going to have another round of trivia with Mark and another chance at winning some money. We hope to see you then. Congratulations again to the winners. Thank you for playing. Thank you for those who turned into my Instagram Live. We love you and